Joining me now on the show is the one and only Shireen Ahmed, who will be on the ground in Australia and New Zealand following the Canadian women's national team at the World Cup. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I am so excited to play a game with you. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
It is called Something, Nothing, or Everything. So this is where I give you a scenario or I ask you about certain players and you tell me the significance of it, okay? You ready to go?
Yes.
Jordan Heideman and Julia Grosso, they're in great form right now for their club team. And they should be major factors for Canada. The fact that they are now more mature as players, is this something, nothing, or everything for the team?
I think this is everything. I think we'll file it under everything only because we see them maturing with their club teams. Jordan is doing fantastic at OL Reign, and Grosso is probably one of the most fundamental midfielders at Juventus. She plays on the women's side. And I think it's really important because we all know Julia Grosso had like an absolutely landmark performance in Tokyo. So the expectation is quite high. But I think maturing, as you said, in their own game is really important. And that chemistry that they both have is also really important and something that we need, considering also the amount of injuries that Canada has had. Looking forward, they're both in good form, they're healthy, they're coming in hot. I think that's a lot.
Yeah, Grosso named midfielder of the year as well. And Heideman doing what she needs to do, scoring goals. Great move to the NWSL. Canada's women's team have historically also underperformed at the World Cup, most recently losing in the round of 16 in 2019. Their best ever finish was fourth in 2003. So is this something, nothing, or everything?
I would say meh, only because historically Canada had 2 bronze medal finishes, but then that wasn't a precedent to not go forward. I don't think how Canada has finished before is be all and end all. I think it's a part of the story, but it isn't the story. How they go forward and how they will finish is the story. So I'm going to say, yeah.
Nothing.
Meh.
Meh. All right. So Canada is in a group that people are calling the group of death. They're facing the host Australia. You're already chuckling, along with Ireland and Nigeria. The expanded format means only top 2 teams advanced from the group stage. Is this something, nothing, or everything?
This is definitely something. I think it's important to understand that we're not fearful of being in the group of death. We're in the group of death because Canada is in the group of death. So it's important to, narrative changing is also important in media. How does it look? There are other teams that will be shuddering when they see our name. When that draw came out, it was like, okay, this makes sense. I mean, there are some disadvantages in terms of travel, having to go from Melbourne, where Canada is initially based, to Perth in the middle to fly back. But facing Nigeria, who boasts Asisat Oshoala, who has won, the Champions League, Women's Champions League with Barcelona, then Sam Kerr for Australia. You also have Caitlin Ford, you have seasoned players on Australia, and then you have Ireland, which I think is really important to remember. Kate McCabe is one of the most fabulous, forwards for Arsenal women's side. So you have, Vera Pauw, who is a legendary Dutch coach, coaching Ireland. So you have storied teams there, and I think the matchups will be incredible. I think Canada is one of the teams to beat, and everybody knows this. So calling this and labeling that the group of death is a good thing for Canada.
Recently, they played Nigeria, a win and draw. They recently played Australia as well. Both of those wins. I like your mentality. Great thing about World Cups is, yes, you're going to be talking the soccer, you're going to be talking the players, the results, stats, analysis, we know all that. But what's wonderful is you get to be experiencing a new culture as well when you travel to these places. What can we expect from your reporting?
Well, I've never been to Australia, and I'm really excited. I'm not only excited because I had the Men at Work album memorized, but only because I'm very interested in the cultural aspects and the stories about society in Australia and how excited they are. I expect Australia and New Zealand to be exceptional hosts, but also there's stories that are really important and I think Canadians will want to hear about. They have similar issues regarding Indigenous communities that I think are really important. For one, another thing, not as pressing as that, but are quokkas. I'm very interested in quokkas and koala bears. Quokkas are the cutest animal, and if you Google them, they have no natural predators, so they're the happiest animals on earth. I want to hang out with one. I want to do those kinds of things. I want to talk to people on the ground and don't forget, the that particular part of the world has a different football culture as well. So to talk to people there, and the Matildas, the Australian team, are really, they have cemented themselves as the ones to look out. They arguably have the most important and striking, you see what I did there? Player in the world, Sam Kerr. So it'll just be really fun to talk to people. I'm excited to see all the people and talk to different fans and supporters coming from all over the place.
Now I'm singing, I come from a land down under. Bring me back some Vegemite. If you enjoyed this content, don't miss anything that we're putting out on Soccer North. Be sure to download the CBC Gem app, head to the App Store, and hey, it's free.